Hello, Bronwyn Lund from BronHolm Tours here. I'm on the island of Bornholm, right at the very northern tip, in a spot called Hammerknuden, or the knob of Hammer, I guess you'd call it. We're going to walk from the top of the Knud down to Hammer Harbour. So, hope you enjoy the tour. It's a glorious winter day today. And directly in front of us, over to the right, we can just make out the ruins of the castle Hammerfyr. And over to our left, down in the valley, is the town of Sandvig, which is an old fishing town that has existed for many millennia. We're going to turn around slowly now and walk across the top of the knob that is called Hammer Knob or Hammerknuden, and walk past its lighthouse, and then follow the coast down to the harbour. Now the whole area around here is called Hammerknuden, as I said before, and that's because the very tip of Bornholm, the very northern tip, is actually shaped a little bit like the head of a hammer. So that is how it has got its name, and the area has been inhabited for thousands of years, and Bornholm's most popular attraction is here in this part of the island, and that's the castle ruin Hammerfyr, and we'll actually get some fine views of the castle as we walk along the coast on this walk today. The area is still used for grazing, mainly sheep, but it has been arable land and farmed also for thousands of years. On our left over here is a map of the area, so we'll just go and have a look at that just to get an idea of where we're going to be walking. And of course on our right hand side you can see the lighthouse. So you can see on this map here it's the northern tip of Bornholm, and we're actually walking around this area here, and we have a bigger map here. We're going to walk out to the coast and then follow this path down around to Hammer Harbour, which is here on the bottom of the map. And basically it's saying that this area, Hammerknuden, was one of the Baltic Sea's largest herring trading port. And also in 1872 the lighthouse over here to our right was built, and it was supplemented in 1895 by another lighthouse a bit further along the coast. And I have actually done a couple of lighthouse to lighthouse walks. It's also a very magnificent walk from this lighthouse around to the younger lighthouse, and halfway along that walk we come to Sullivan's chapel, which is a lovely, absolutely lovely chapel ruin, and that was actually where the herring traders set up their herring trade, and it was quite a thriving herring market back in the day in the Middle Ages. And the reason why Sullivan's Chapel was set up way over there between the two lighthouses was because it was the first spot that was out of sight of the castle, and the castle at the time was run by the church. It was run by the Archbishop of Lund, and of course the castle and the church wanted its share of the herring trade. So they built a chapel there where the herring market was happening, mainly so the priests could keep an eye on how much money was being made by the herring trade, but also because then the ships and the traders could have their fleets blessed and the will of God bestowed upon them for a safe journey. So that's kind of the history of Solomon's Chapel. And if you want to have a look at that, just check out my my other walk, my other lighthouse to lighthouse walks. Now the path down to the coast is a little bit tricky to find, so I hope I'm walking in the right direction. I did try a little bit earlier to do a recon and mark out where it was. We've got some friendly sheep here on our left, and as I said before, this area has really been used agriculturally for thousands of years. Here we are, I'm picking up the path here. So we have a really fine view out over the Baltic Sea of the north coast of Bornholm here today. It's been very stormy. We've had really terrible weather, and yesterday was really the first day that we started to have some lovely weather in the afternoon, and today is just perfect filming conditions with lots of light and very little wind. This path is a little bit precarious in spots, so you'll have to bear with me. It might get a little bit shaky as I walk along. There's a couple of tricky spots, but hopefully that won't mar too much the enjoyment of the tour. Now, because there has been storm weather, when we get down to the harbour, you'll note that it's actually completely empty. There's absolutely no boats in the harbour, and I actually have never seen it like that before. There's always been a boat or two. So I guess the fishermen and the people who own the boats and moor them normally there at Hammer Harbour, they actually moved them out because we did have storm warning weather. So this is the secret path from the lighthouse down to the coast, which I actually didn't find when I made the lighthouse to lighthouse walk, so there was a little bit of wandering through the forest trying to find the path down to the coast. all the way along the path here. There's some lovely vantage points, and I got a fantastic photo of a sheep standing right here this morning with the sea in the background as I was walking up to the top of the knob to start the film. And over to our left, you can probably just make out on the horizon the ruins of Hammerfyr on the opposite side of the harbour. Got a goat up in a tree there. Another vantage point where we can see the castle on the other side of the harbour, and also the harbour down to our left there. A very empty harbour. Path has been quite washed away here, so I think I'll end the tour here, because we're basically looking down over the harbour and over towards Hammerfyr's castle ruin. So this is Bronwyn Lund from BronHolm Tours signing off. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like it and comment on why you liked it. if you haven't subscribed, it's probably a good idea to subscribe, because I release a film about Bornholm at least once a week. Technology working on my side. So yeah, subscribing would be a good idea. Bye for now.